One. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Crimson Knight Gaming. I am Crimson Knight Gaming, and this is where I'm Crimson Knight, and this is where I do the gaming. That is what I'm trying to say. First off, I want to apologize for being half an hour later than I usual. I was out running errands, and yeah, I was just out running errands, and you got to do what you got to do, you know. But anyway, we'll be diving back into Horizon Zero Dawn here in just one moment. But before we get started, I have to. We'll never forgive you. Haha! No! I have failed you. Hi, Tim. Y'all doing Final Fantasy 14 tonight? Anyway, sorry. I literally ran in here, turned on the stream, and only just sat down like 5 seconds before going live. So I'm just one moment while I'm fully discombobulated and getting myself back on track. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we'll be getting back into Horizon Zero Dawn in just a moment. Before we do that, I want to take a second and, you know, do the whole self-plug thing, where I, hey, Matt, good to see you. Yeah, do the self-plug thing. Oh, it's over here. It's not. Where? It's right there. Okay. Linktree/Crimson Knight. If you feel so inclined and want to follow me on my socials, or join my Discord, or subscribe to me on YouTube and catch up on my VODs on YouTube, or throw a tip my way or something, or subscribe to my Patreon or whatever. This is where you would the easiest ways to go find that. All of that stuff is the Linktree/Crimson Knight. Could bypass that and go straight for the Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/Crimson Knight, exactly as it's written above my head. Same with the Patreon, exactly as it's written above my head. Patreon.com/Crimson Knight. So yeah, check those out if you feel so inclined, and if not, it's perfectly fine. Let's hold on, I need to be able to actually see stuff. There we go. All right, so we were doing a favor for Vardasha, I believe is how her name is said. Okay. And we were gonna go kill this fucker. All right. Not that cheap. Ouch. You touchy. There we go. Easy peasy. That was some corpses. Yeah, we'll grab that. need that, so. Tremors meets Gundam? Oh, yes. Easy peasy, though. That's like my third one of those that I've killed. The first one was the hardest. It was also the scariest. Have to return to three-toe Huadiv. And I will do that in a moment. I just want to loot the shit. Ooh. Well, that wasn't unnerving. Usually how it tends to go, yeah. I mean, the power scaling in this is pretty great. It does a good job of making you feel, making the first encounter for the stronger machines be downright terrifying and stressful. But then later on, you're just like, okay, yet another one of these. Just yeet bombs at it. It's fine. Yeah. Let's see here. It was, let's see here. The first one, let's see here. The Stormbird. When I fought my first Stormbird, I felt very accomplished when I was able to actually defeat it. Thunderjaw, my first Thunderjaw I did on stream, and it took like most of the stream. And the behemoths, I'm assuming is what you mean. By the time I came across the first behemoth, my first behemoth, it was like I was already pretty powerful, so it wasn't as big a deal for me. The Rockbreaker, the Bellowbacks are the things that scared me the most at early game, because you encounter some fire Bellowbacks not that far out of the Nora Valley. They're like I want to say they're around here somewhere. Yeah, around these ruins somewhere. And so at that point you're like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? But yeah, at this point I just use my blast sling on them. Oh, I'm out of I think that's Blaze that I'm out of. Oh well, easy peasy to fix. Wow, that's like the 5th time I've said easy peasy today, like just in the last 10 minutes. Bellowbacks early game are brutal, absolutely. What's up, coward?
By the radiant sun, I can't believe it. I thought that evil rock chewer would grind you up. After that miracle, all we can do is wait. Vanasha will be here soon,
Vanasha.
along with a boat that'll take the royals across the lake.
Oh, there she is in her badass armor. Her sexy armor, Jesus.
Ah, little huntress. Glad you accepted my invitation to play bodyguard. Where are your men, Huadiv? It looks like something chewed you up and spat you out.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
The way is clear. Can we go?
I like how you always cut to the chase. In this case, literally. It won't be long before you're followed.
Look at those abs. Like, for real, though, her abs? Like,
Don't be afraid, Your Radiance. We've got excellent protection.
yeah. Those are some superhero abs. Those are some Saiyan abs. Jesus. Also, her armor design is sick. Like, just it. Oh my god.
Oh dear. Here come the Shadow Carter, and they're very angry with me.
All right, you hit him. I'll hold him off.
Very noble of you, but when I start a fuss, I like to finish it. Not that your assistant isn't welcome. Huadiv, get Idaman and his mother to the shore. Carefully. So it comes to this. I must say, after 2 years under the heel of these zealots, I'm ready to extract a little blood.
All right. So, first things first, we assess our inventory. All right, so I'm low on blast sling shit. Not out, but low. I'm going to be fighting a lot of humans. Rope caster's not going to be useful for that. Trip caster, not so much. Could do the shadow sling. Warbow, maybe. Alright, we're gonna throw the Rattler instead of the Rope Caster. Tear Blaster is not gonna be useful for this. Right? God, you could grate cheese on those abs. And I would if she'd let me. I like using the sharp shot bow, but I'm not going to be able to be stealthy most likely. I don't know. I can always swap it back if I need to. Humans tend to do a lot of ranged, so where's my... There it is. Oseram Arrow Breaker set. Also, do I have any? I do not. Okay. Okay. Come on. There we go.
Some traps would be
traps.
nice.
Hell yeah. Where am I going? Wrong way. Okay.
Shall we prepare a little surprise for them?
Where are they coming from? I mean...
Are you sure you don't have any traps, little huntress?
I do. I don't know where to put them, though. Hold on. Okay, she's right there. She's facing this way, which means they're coming from this way. Okay. Then in that case...
Take cover up there, behind that rock.
Oop. Oh, no, that wasn't that bad. Okay. I was gonna say I'm too close.
Nearly ready.
Here they are. Let's make it hurt, shall we?
Oh, that's the war bow. That's not what I want. I want the sharp shot.
Is this what I think it is?
Put this here.
But I suspect we're not done. More of the bastards. Get ready. Do they honestly think we'll let them win?
was shooting at a machine and killed a human. So be it.
They're scanning for me.
Well now, seems I worked up a bit of a sweat.
Oh. I'll help. I need to stop. I need to stop. I'm already way too horny on main on a regular. I need to stop. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Oh. Also, I love that she worked up a sweat watching me do all the work. Just saying.
I don't want to jinx it, but we might be in the clear. A bit late, aren't we, gentlemen?
Sorry, ma'am. The boat's waiting.
Damn, I spoke too soon.
This one's mine. Get to the boat.
You know, this time I think I might be out of my league. If anything happens to her, I will be very cross.
We're not going anywhere.
Hey. Okay. I mean, oh my god, you see what I'm dealing with though, Matt? Okay. Okay. Alright, what are you? Oh, a corrupted Thunderjaw! Wonderful! Lovely! We love that. A corrupted Thunderjaw. Okay, let's see what we get here. Alright. Alright, I need to remind myself what a Thunderjaw is weak to. Nothing, of course. Because why would it be easier than that?
Get on with it.
Ouch. Oh shit, hi. Alright. Shadow Blast Sling is now empty. Swapping to... Well, first off, let's give me the normal Shadow Sling. Give me this instead of that. Do I want the war? Do I want to mess with that? I'm not sure. Oh wait, no, I want this instead of that. That's what I'm missing. Man. All right, buddy, come here. Wrong button. No guns for you. Okay, that works. You think those guards would move with a little more urgency? I mean, to be fair, they're basically wearing an entire machine's worth of metal armor on them. They can't move that quickly. To be fair.
Try me now.
When you're just spiteful. All right. That series of events from the rock breaker to the corrupted thunderjaw, all like it's very much a good way of making sure that you stay on top of actually doing the grinding work you need to do, because like basically if you didn't have like all these upgraded equipments, all the upgraded outfits, all these high level mods and stuff, that fight would have been so hard. And I mean, it was already hard, but like imagine it being harder, you know? And it was a series of fights in a row, which meant that it very much taxes your reserves, so you have to have the capacity upgrades too. Otherwise, you would run out of stuff very quickly.
Not
Give me a
exactly
kiss.
royal barge, is it? Oh well, defectors can't be choosers. Let's get aboard, shall we?
Reward Aloy with a kiss. Reward her with a kiss. Those abs, though. Just... Okay. I'm okay.
You've done a good thing. Maybe
You know what those abs are? Those are some Beauregard abs, Matt. Those are some Beauregard abs.
even ended a war.
Maybe. But my war just keeps going.
Kiss her! Kiss her! Kiss her! Kiss her! If you don't kiss her, it's a blight on Pride Month. I ship them so hard. Like, Vanasha is hot, but I ship her and Aloy so hard. Oh my god.
Edaman, my brother, welcome home. You have nothing to fear. You are now under the protection of the Sundom. My protection. As is your mother, she will not be harmed. You have my word, law of the sun. Aloy, it seems I see your influence everywhere. You've done so much for the Sundom, and it will always be appreciated. You have my thanks. May you walk in the light.
This poor child. So scared. Look at how the devs did an amazing job. The devs did an amazing job animating a terrified child who has no clue what's really going on.
Spent 2 years in the Forbidden West setting this up, and the redhead gets all the credit?
I'm still getting paid, right?
You'll be lucky if I let you live. I couldn't have done this without you. When
Kiss.
we meet again, I'll give you a proper thanks. I promise.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I mean, a proper thanks. Go on. Go on. Tell me more. Okay. I need to restock on a lot of shit here. Ooh, skill point. How am I doing on... Speaking of, how am I doing on? I have 1. I have 1 and I need 9 more. Okay. Alrighty. So I ultimately need to go back here. These are all ones I cannot do at the moment, either because I'm not in the right area or because, well, I'm not in the right area. So this is the one I gotta do. Okay, which means I gotta go back here, which is fine, no big deal. I need to stock back up before I go. Question from you: can I just buy a shit ton of blaze? I can. All right, let's.
Come take a look. I'll give you a good price.
All right. So those are maxed out. Let's swap back to this, which is empty. I didn't end up using that at all. So All right.
Don't you forget to stock up before you're on.
I need a shit ton of blaze. That should be enough.
Take a look at these wares.
Thanks for the lurk, Matt. Have a good night. All right, now, speaking of, how am I doing on everything else? Blaze can be restocked. Let's get it up to about 300. Or, yeah, 200, 300. Because everything else is pretty much at 300. Nah, we'll stop there. I'm watching my shards go down. I have a lot I need to do still. So, oh, what do I have to sell? That's a good question. Sell that. Sell that. I don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Okay. Do I have any duplicate stacks here? Oops, too far. Oh, missed that. I do. I have watcher lenses. All right, now then. Let's restock on these. All right, I didn't use any of those. All right. Just to double check. Yep. And I've already gotten the free sample box here. All right. Okay. Now let's take a look, see at these mods. Spear damage. How does that spear damage stack up to the one I've got? I've got 27. That's a 24. Okay. Green ones I'm not. Okay. 44 fire and handling. Got fire on you. You're low. You're low. Okay. Come on. There we go. Resist melee, resist corruption, and resist and stealth. Okay. All right. So I need nope, not the protector. Silent hunter. There we go. 12 stealth and 13 stealth. 12 stealth, no perk. 12 stealth with a perk. We'll stick to that. What was the other one? It was there was a resist corruption. Which here, all right, 31 and 32 with bonuses. 29, not much. Okay, and the last one is resist melee, so that would go on the protector, which is this one. I think what I've got is more powerful. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I can sell those mods now. All right. Sell. Okay. All right, I have restocked. Back up to the card. Actually,
All the best goods here.
I wonder if I can find Vanasha in the Z.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Come, take a look. I'll give you a good price.
Don't pass up these goods. Would you like to
Like, I wonder if I can just find her in the world somewhere.
An Oseram tries
Vanasha.
and a Nora saves his...
I'm gonna check Meridian. I I feel like she might be in Meridian. I'm falling because I jumped. How dare I? All right, map. All right, hold on. Before I forget, I need to double check a thing. Right. Okay. Okay.
Prince Edaman escaped Sunfall. Praise the Sun King for saving him without bloodshed.
Stop your ball without breaking the strike.
Leave the rest.
Would you like to buy something today?
I love listening to people like gushing about how awesome I am and stuff that's happened because of me. I love that. I love it when the world is like that, when game worlds are like that. It makes you actually feel like you can interact, like you can affect the world. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm following my thing instead of actually going to where I wanted to go. That I was like, why is this bridge longer than I thought it would be? Well, then I remember it being, it's a long bridge. Because derp, 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 derp. All right, now this is to the palace. All right, there are three things I want to see. I want to see Edaman and Avad interacting. I want to see Edaman just in the world. And I want to see Vanasha. I probably can't see them because I don't have missions from them, though. Let's see here. Oh, there's Erend. Yeah, they're probably in, like, internal... mission locations. Not mission locations, but, like, like, internal rooms and shit. Yeah. There's good old Captain of the Guard Erend.
You still want to talk? I might need a hanky.
I'll see you later.
I hope so.
Alright, where is... I don't think I can see them. That's sad. Oh well. All right. I need to Google this. Yeah, no, you don't get to find them just in the world. Shame. All right. Onwards. Oh, oops. There we go. My buddy. Oh, 1 second. Yvonne is streaming. Matt may be streaming.
So, Edaman's back in Meridian. At least one of us got to go home.
Excuse me. One of the guards saying that Edaman, Edaman's back in Meridian. At least one of us got to go home. I like that. That's cute.
One day, our Sun King is here. The next, he's gone. It's like some horrible dream.
And also the head of the...
Can we even call ourselves Karja?
And the head of the cult, or the head priest or whatever, is dead now too.
Now we don't even have a Sun King. What did we do to deserve this?
Womp. Did I just... Well...
The other side of the tower. Look...
No, I'm...
Must have been so scared when they came for him.
Our child Sun King. First we lose Uthid, and now we've lost Edaman. Is there anyone left to put our faith in? Now Edaman's been snatched away?
You guys could go home. Maybe.
We'll never make it back to Meridian. Not without Edaman to guide us. I think Edaman is still alive. Avad wasn't so charitable where his father was concerned.
Because his father was a deranged lunatic murderer.
Thinking of Edaman and Meridian.
Whereas this child is innocent. Too young to know what the hell is even going on.
Better days are coming, man.
It's awful what happened to Edaman, but it's hard not to feel a little jealous.
Okay.
Confidence allowed this. I want their heads. Now Edaman's been snatched away? How much must we endure?
You deserve this.
Oh, I could have swapped to the other outfit to heal myself. Why'd I do that? Oh well. Wonder where they would let me go.
First we lose Uthid, and now we've lost Edaman? Is there no one left to put our faith in?
I'll come back later. That woman said to meet her at a green tent down in the camp. Might be worth a visit.
Aloy, we already did that, my man, my friend, my friend. Okay. Hop. There we go. Wait, do we need to go up? Hold on. Is up where we're going? No. Oh, I see. Oh, it's got. I see. I see. I see.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Oh boy. Hold on. Zero Dawn Project Facility. Zero Dawn Project Facility. Point of no return. First or... Okay. So yeah, no, it's just saying that once you enter here, you have to complete the mission before going back. It's not like I could just stop in the middle of it and yeet myself somewhere else. It's basically moving me to another map temporarily.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry.
Hold on just a second. Sorry, y'all.
Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
Emergency venting, that moment when the Shadow Karja have set up a bunch of refugees within the vent that's being emergency vented, and it just it just wipes out a whole bunch of innocents. I love the two guards turning around and pointing their spears at it. I'm like, oh god, the earth is hissing at us.
Guess you can't have everything.
That will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
All right.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Another incident. From lounge staff to admin. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but the staff who serve on the front line but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example. Security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example. And dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and faces at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. From reception staff to admin. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing Zero Dawn candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened and confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Lang bots are not sufficient. And mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these emails. Uh-oh. It's never good when the administration stop responding to the needs of their employees, of their workers. Open door.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Soundproofing. From lounge staff. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. Uh-oh. From lounge staff to admin. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I am going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes. Okay?
I can't spare the wait.
That's okay. Anything over here? No. I don't think they've got any fresh tea for me today.
Proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZB-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. Here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep
exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. 0 Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
As I have said before on stream, I have not played the game before, but I do know I've seen someone play through the main storyline, not the side quests, the main storyline. Johnny Chiodini does a weekly playthrough of various games that their community chooses for them to play. And some time ago they did a Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough. And they focused entirely on just the main mission. Well, the two main missions, but the main missions. Ignoring any side quests. They'd pick up one or two, but they didn't do any grinding unless they needed to for like health potions and whatnot. It was exactly as much of a struggle for them to fight later fights as it sounds. But they did the barest minimum of extraneous stuff and focused entirely on the main storyline. And so like I know the story of Horizon Zero Dawn, the main story. And I'd seen that cutscene before, but it still kicks you in the chest every time.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Hold on 1 second. I have to do a thing over here. Go. All right.
Kestrels. They got in through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Whoa. Whoa, game. Whoa.
The sun has never touched this place.
Oh, that's a wall. Okay.
Finally. still sniffing around.
Someone's a gunner!
Good. We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people, they feed off them?
Not just people. All organic. Not just people. All organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pike wants a word. Get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
You previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines? I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My tastes run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatcher.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Counselor guidelines number 1. For debriefing after presentation. After presentation 1, excuse me. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbit, lunar or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, and C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we could negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Sorry. Oh. I probably should have put a trigger warning at the beginning of the episode. This is going to be some heavy shit today.
Let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
To be fair, Mr. Felder, they didn't say anything about getting off the planet. Want this out of my fucking way. Hold on 1 second. Ah, up there. Okay.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things? I know that there's already a lot to take in. In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die? We're going to be able to answer some of these questions. I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me. You were brought here because of your skill set. No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Because they're trying to preserve everything. As much as they could. As quickly as they could.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek. You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. We'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life, for us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how'd it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? Why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of the Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Number 1, participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Number 2, indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable, however that word is pronounced. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. Speaking of medical euthanasia, the information you just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Dang. I mean, like I said, this is going to be some heavy shit today. And I should have warned you guys. Sorry. That's what I'm looking for. Counselor guidelines 2. For debriefing after presentation number 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection, validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings toward greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process the documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of their 48-hour waiting period, during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent from when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is permanent, is what we know. But okay. Okay, objective's saying going that way, so we're going this way for now.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timor. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized.
Damn. Why?
A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
Correct. That's fair.
I just couldn't bring myself to say the words. I'm sorry.
That.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
See to make sure I behave this time?
Alert.
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
What's this? Branded shackles. Oh. Okay. This feels like a way back after going upstairs. I'm not seeing anything climbable, so I'm going to assume this is where I'll come back later. I like that they gave us all three, well, examples of each of the three options being taken. That was... I very much appreciate that from the devs. They didn't have to.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
You know what? I'm gonna pull out the Rattler. Okay, I need to be closer for the Rattler to actually be helpful. Oh, hello.
Apple.
There we go.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to it. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do
I've
it.
done this before. Just
I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. The counsellor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
Alright, so what Aloy and Silence were trying to say while I was, when I got too close to the door was, they were just checking in, making sure that she was ready for whatever was next. Alright, so this is where I came from. We grabbed that one, because that's cake. Christina.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor. Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Well, for every person who should be here, for every person who deserves to be present at the Project Zero Dawn, there's always going to be at least one Andrew Tate, Mr. Tate. There's going to be at least one Mr. Tate, not Andrew Tate. I learned Andrew Tate needs to fucking be shot.
Here we go. Another one of these. There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards.
Oop, I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay, so okay, everything's backwards. So left, up, left, down. So right, down, right, up. Oops, I should have left that where it was. There we go. And then left. Oh, other way. Did that do it? No? Okay. I bet it was that side that's... Okay. Fine. I was trying to be clever.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
The door nearby? What door? How get up? There's an up here. How get up? Oh, this door.
Found one. Looks intact.
Now this is the one where everything's backwards, I
Let's get
guess.
that door open.
We'll see. Yeah, this one's the one that everything's backwards, upside down. So it's down. Hold on. Left. Damn it, wrong button. Keep doing that. Down, left, up. Save that one. Down, left, up. Right, down. Right, down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
Of course.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Damn it.
A gift from the shadow.
That's the last of them.
All right, swapping to this one.
Or not.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Get... Aloy, get into cover. Jesus Christ. All right, so... Totally not right next to you.
Shadow, take it.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
These will keep.
Okay. Swapping to this. there a ladder somewhere? No. I know where it's wanting me to go. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Alright, moving on. Ah. Simulation results. From Margot Shane to Elizabeth. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate. But I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional. They feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning their loss, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus.
Shen.
As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, a Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Full steam ahead. From Elizabeth to Margot. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Okilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers, Minerva, will use to transmit and transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Okay.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
One second.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
Careful now. All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy. You of all people should know that.
That felt a little racist, my man. Just saying.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, let us begin.
Okay. Encapsulated DNA. From Samina to Elizabeth. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions, magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc., etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. I can't even comprehend a zettabyte because we're only dealing with terabytes. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of zeros. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see here. That's 1,000. A zettabyte is 1 billion terabytes. I can't process that. And you need 40 of them plus? Jesus Christ. Okay. 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize. Of course, to start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems. And sealed... Shit, I just put a big old fingerprint in the middle of my glasses. Hold on. The fact that they did this all on a massively ticking clock while people were literally throwing a wall of meat at the machines. Oh god. 16 candidate materials and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting. Indeed, propitious that we will be using the very building blocks of our life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life is as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you. I wonder how much time Project Zero Dawn took. And how much of that was extended because of Operation Enduring Victory. Follow updates. From Samina to Elizabeth. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of the copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule. due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Okay, hold on just one moment. Where am I currently on the map? Page up, that's what I'm looking for. I need to get in there. And she said it was sealed. Which means... means then I probably need to... There's probably a way up over here.
Just one savage. How much of it?
Get fucked.
You're still looking.
Stop dawdling and search!
I love that they blew themselves up. That was funny.
They're giving up.
Oh, damn it. It gave me Silent Strike and then didn't. Fine. What the fuck? It keeps giving me the fucking Silent Strike thing, but not letting me fucking do it. Oh, that's frustrating. Game, if you have a prompt for a thing, please, that is contextual, please be a little bit more forgiving about when that has to be pushed. Or at the very least, have it be on a button that is not the same thing as your main your primary assault button. Because, oh my god.
Stay sharp.
Oh my... Thank you. God damn. I love this game. I love this game. They could have paid a little bit more focus to the fucking stealth mechanics. Oh my god. If I'm trying to Silent Strike assassinate something, I should not be having to fucking...
The collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third,
42
the
zettabytes.
transfer
Jesus
and encoding
Christ.
of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
I'm not here.
Fuck! It gave me the prompt, but the prompt apparently was not... I apparently didn't time it right, or position myself right, or something.
Looks like I'm clear.
Keep watching. Don't let you...
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet.
14
Before
months.
the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no.
Travis Tate. He looks like his last name is Tate. He looks like he wants to be related to Andrew Tate or some of the other assholes of that ilk. Oh, God, he looks punchable.
Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your Gaia 200 years from now and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to
God, I hate him.
Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Noise complaints. From Travis Tate to Elizabeth. Color me confounded. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. And heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of citrum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds, hand to God, and swear on my mama's grave. And she was religious. Nah, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. classic music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen. Or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no bashcore you'll hear. Ain't nor bashcore you'll see. Or hear, rather. In that screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in this gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to be supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool. Trav. God, I hate him. Cool. Tate here. Just popped 3 blues and I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control. But by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades was done its business. So hard to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for wear. Too soft and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative command chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll back to it tomorrow, alligators. Archive abuse. From Samina to Travis, CC Elizabeth. Mr. Tate, the mail concerns Apollo archive submission, your 666th submission in just 5 days. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings regarding inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. For clarifying, and 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself. The definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. I like her.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Hold on 1 second. I have that one, that one, that one. Okay. This is okay. Sorry, I have a map up so I make sure that I don't miss any of the data points. Like this one. I want to go ahead and activate it. No, not yet. FZ chambers. From Patrick Brochard Klein to Elizabeth Sobek regarding FZ chambers. Come on. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. Okay.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Leuthia. Far Zenith Model K. Seems largely functional, surprisingly. It's not in good condition. If anything's inside of it, it's probably dead. Cradle Servitor... oh my god. Servitor Personae. From Patrick to Elizabeth. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and the healer personae. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in Just.
Forget about traveling light.
Cradle sealed. There we go. From Patrick to Elizabeth, sorry. Aleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang, I'm totally butchering that. I apologize. Could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good for our maiden voyage a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Donk. DONC. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Eleuthia 02 site inside Mount Namli, sorry again. I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. PBK. Okay, so that's those three. Back to the holographic thing. Anything else to loot or anything? No.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office. I'd have to ditch something.
Confirm button. Okay.
Would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek. As I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good. You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
That was an abrupt end.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm checking a thing. Okay. Alrighty. Where were we? How get in? If I stand up here and smack it? Probably not. Yeah, I didn't think so. There's a door over here. Oh, I can probably open the door. Fair enough. Imagine breaking the spear on that door. Odyssey has failed. From Elizabeth Sobek to all alphas, Odyssey has failed. All some terrible news. I'm afraid Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed.
No room.
Yeah. Artemis status. From Charles to Elizabeth. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. I had my sleeves rolled up, negotiating with those frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas. Suspended in what-ifs, more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere, microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this, not on our watch.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Well, here's hoping she got the damn file. I know. I
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child. My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true
That was an abrupt swap. It was an abrupt swap because of holy shit. It's one of those things of it went from a cutscene to in-game footage, because the in-game footage is where they can more easily tweak what's being said to match what has been done in the game. So because I have like killed that high priest and freed Edaman, which I think he's about to mention, and a few other things that are very much going to affect what he's about to say, most likely. It couldn't just be the continuation of the cutscene. So this is the easiest way of doing that, I think, for the developers. But that was still an abrupt swap.
King Itaman was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well, for a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked, but I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itaman away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings, a pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then open this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place. Exactly.
God, I can't wait to stab him in the face.
The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
The Nora cast me out at birth. You're not hurting me if you hurt them.
Really? Then it makes no difference one way or another. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Jeez,
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold! Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the radiance in the eyes of the sun, but it is mightier still in view of the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
well.
I'll never beat that thing without my weapons.
Can I?
Platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it. I wasn't built to take a behemoth's charge either. That pillar's weak. Another hit, and that pillar will come down. That did it. One more pillar and that platform will come down. And my weapons won't. I should try luring the behemoth into the pillars.
Yeah. Chill. Come on, bitch. Come on. Oh god, there he is.
If that platform collapses, I'll get my weapons back.
Yes, Aloy. I'm aware, Aloy. Thank you, Aloy. Too busy trying to keep you alive, Aloy. Come on.
It's down.
Not enough. Oh, the whole, okay, there we go. Quick change. I'd shoot Helis just from right here. Just from right here. Just swapping that. Ooh, 3. Okay. No.
Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it! Those components on the sides of its head.
Yeah, I know, Aloy. I know, Aloy. I've fought them before. Don't worry. I know how to do this. Get fucked with you and your prophecy bullshit.
Silence! Shadows, kill her.
Okay.
Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
I mean, I'd have called him a coward. But, you know, that's me.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse, not that you knew the man who killed who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans, though of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy? It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the Sun Ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
He may be insane, but he's also predictable. He being Helis.
I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Karja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy,
Rip.
When you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
Lance was such a good actor and such an incredible voice actor. He was really good, and he's very much missed. Okay. Well, it's 10:30, which makes up for the half an hour late I was. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. If it'll let me fucking save, game. Please? Please. Why won't you let me save? Oh, right, because I need a fucking bonfire. That's right, you can't save from the menu. God, I'm an idiot sometimes. Campfire. This is what I was looking for. Alright. No, don't mount the Strider. Quick save. And then a manual save. There we go. Alright. So. Tentative plan. Tentative plan, I might rush down here. And then I think after that, go up here. I don't know. Anyway. I'll worry about that next time, because we're done for the night. Thank you for bearing with me. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for... God, this was an episode, man. Jesus. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with more Whatever Wednesdays. It'll either be like some Rainbow Six Siege, Marvel Rivals, or Ale and Tail Tavern. That reminds me, I do need to check with Rose to see if she's available tomorrow or not. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow with that. If you want more Horizon Zero Dawn, you can go to my link tree above my head, or bypass the link tree and go straight to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/@CrimsonKnight. If you would be so interested. That's where all my VODs are. If you want to see what's next for Horizon Zero Dawn, come back next Tuesday. And yeah. Also in the link tree, you'll find links to my socials where you can follow me for updates, my Discord where you can join me and my community, my Patreon, my Patreon and my Ko-fi where you can help support me and my content, and various other things like that, all up there in that link tree as well. So yeah, if you feel so inclined, check that out. That's linktree/Crimson Knight, exactly as it's written above my head. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. And so until then, remember to have empathy, be kind, be safe, love yourselves and love everyone around you. And I will see you all tomorrow. I love you all. Peace out.